Pop quiz. What's the most exhausting thing you can do? You might say, run a marathon. 26 miles of physical torture, legs screaming, lungs burning. Fair answer. Maybe you'd say, work a double shift. 16 hours on your feet, mental exhaustion, no breaks. Definitely draining. Or perhaps pull an all-nighter studying. Your brain overloaded, eyes burning, consciousness held together by caffeine and desperation. All valid. But none of these are as exhausting as the thing that makes no logical sense whatsoever. Doing absolutely nothing. Sitting on your couch, scrolling through your phone, watching TV, playing video games. Zero physical exertion, zero mental challenge, zero productivity. And somehow, by the end of the day, you're more tired than if you'd actually done something. You wake up with energy. You do nothing all day. You go to bed exhausted. It doesn't make sense. You didn't use any energy. Where did it go? Why are you tired? Your body should be rested. Your brain should be fine. But you're not. You're drained, depleted, more exhausted than if you'd spent the day being productive. This is the rest paradox. The more you rest, the more tired you become. And it's not laziness. It's not lack of motivation. It's neuroscience. It's biochemistry. It's your brain punishing you for violating millions of years of evolutionary programming. Because your brain and body were not designed for doing nothing. They were designed for hunting, gathering, running, building, surviving. And when you don't give them what they need, they rebel. They drain your energy anyway. They make you tired as punishment, as a warning, as a desperate attempt to get you to do literally anything other than scroll. If you want to know why your lazy Sunday leaves you more exhausted than your busy Monday, hit that like button and subscribe. Because your body is sabotaging you for doing nothing, and I'm about to explain exactly how. This is a biology breakdown. Blah, 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 we're going into your metabolic systems. We've done this before. Let's find out why rest doesn't actually make you feel rested. Historically, biologically facts, part 1. Before we talk about why doing nothing makes you tired, we need to understand what tired actually means, because there are different types of fatigue. Physical fatigue is simple. Your muscles run out of ATP. Your glycogen stores deplete. Your muscle fibers accumulate metabolic waste. You feel physically drained. Rest fixes this. You sit down, your body recovers. Makes sense. Then there's mental fatigue. Your brain uses glucose. After sustained cognitive effort, your glucose levels drop. Your prefrontal cortex becomes less efficient. Decision-making suffers. You need a break. You take one. You recover. Also makes sense. But then there's this other type of tiredness, the kind that appears when you haven't done anything. You haven't exercised. You haven't worked. You haven't challenged your brain. By all logic, you should be energized. You've conserved energy all day. But you're not energized. You're exhausted. This is not physical fatigue. Your muscles are fine. This is not mental fatigue from overwork. Your brain hasn't been challenged. This is something else. This is existential fatigue, motivational depletion, dopamine exhaustion. Your brain is tired not because you used it, but because you didn't use it correctly. You didn't do anything meaningful, and your brain noticed, and it's punishing you. The dopamine problem. Let's talk about dopamine. Everyone knows dopamine as the pleasure chemical, the reward neurotransmitter. You do something good, dopamine releases, you feel good. Simple, right? Wrong. Dopamine is not about pleasure. It's about motivation. It's about anticipation. It's about the pursuit of reward, not the reward itself. Dopamine drives you to seek, to hunt, to achieve, to do things. And when you're doing nothing, your dopamine system malfunctions. Badly. Here's what happens when you do nothing all day. You wake up. Your brain's dopamine system is primed, ready for action, ready to pursue goals. Then you don't pursue goals. You scroll, you watch, you consume. Passive activities. No achievement, no progress, no reward. Your dopamine system fires in anticipation. Maybe the next video will be good. Maybe the next post will be interesting. Maybe the next level will be satisfying. But they're not. They're just okay. Mildly interesting. Barely engaging. Your dopamine system keeps firing. keeps anticipating, keeps expecting a real reward, but it never comes. By the end of the day, your dopamine system is exhausted. It's been firing all day for nothing, anticipating rewards that never materialized, and now it's depleted. This is dopamine fatigue. Your motivation system has been running on empty, firing constantly, getting nothing in return. And the result is crushing tiredness. Not physical, not mental, motivational. You feel drained because your dopamine system is screaming at you to do something meaningful, and you didn't. You scrolled, you watched, you consumed, and now your brain is exhausted from the effort of trying to get you to care about something, anything, and failing. This is why you feel more tired after a day of scrolling than after a day of work. Work gives your dopamine system real rewards, completed tasks, solved problems, progress. Your dopamine system fires, gets rewarded, and feels satisfied. Scrolling gives your dopamine system nothing, just constant anticipation, constant searching, constant hoping the next thing will be worthwhile, and it never is. Your dopamine system burns out, and you feel it as exhaustion. The decision fatigue layer. Now let's add decision fatigue. Your brain makes thousands of decisions per day, most of them unconscious, but they still consume energy, glucose. Every decision depletes your mental resources slightly. When you're doing meaningful work, decisions have context. They're part of a larger goal. They feel purposeful. Your brain allocates resources efficiently. But when you're doing nothing, decisions become meaningless. What to watch next? What to scroll past? What to click? Hundreds of micro decisions, all pointless, all consuming energy, none providing value. Netflix asks you to choose a show. You scroll through options. This one? No. This one? Maybe. This one? Not in the mood. 10 minutes later, you've made 50 decisions and still haven't picked anything. Each decision cost mental energy, and you got nothing in return. No show watched, no enjoyment gained, just energy spent on meaningless choice. This is decision fatigue. And it's worse when decisions don't matter, because your brain can't optimize, can't create shortcuts. Every decision feels equally important because none of them are actually important. So your brain treats them all as full decisions, expending full energy on nothing. Social media is decision fatigue hell. Every post you decide whether to engage. Like, comment, share, scroll past. Each decision is tiny, but you make thousands of them per hour. Your brain is in constant evaluation mode. Is this worth my attention? Is this worth my response? Your prefrontal cortex is working overtime, making assessments, calculating social implications, predicting outcomes. For posts you'll forget in 5 seconds. By the end of a scrolling session, your prefrontal cortex is exhausted. You've made hundreds of decisions, accomplished nothing, and now you're mentally drained. From doing nothing, the irony is crushing. This is why people report feeling more tired after a day off than after a work day. Work has structure, decisions have purpose. Your brain can automate, can create routines, can operate efficiently. A day off spent doing nothing has no structure. Every moment is a decision. What now? What next? What should I do? Your brain is in constant choice mode, never settling, never committing, just endlessly evaluating options. It's exhausting. More exhausting than just doing something, anything, with purpose. The circadian rhythm disaster. Let's talk about your body's internal clock, your circadian rhythm. This is a roughly 24-hour cycle that regulates sleep, wake, hunger, body temperature, hormone release. It's driven by light exposure, activity patterns, meal timing, and it expects you to follow a pattern. Wake up, be active, eat at regular times, be active some more, wind down, sleep. Your body is optimized for this pattern, has been for millions of years. And when you do nothing all day, you violate the pattern, catastrophically. You wake up, your cortisol spikes. This is normal. Cortisol is the wakefulness hormone. It energizes you, prepares you for activity. Your body expects you to move, to do things, to use that energy. But you don't. You sit, you scroll. Your cortisol stays elevated. because your body keeps waiting for you to do something. Hours pass. Your body is confused. Why is cortisol high if we're not active? Why are we awake but not doing anything? The signals are contradictory. Your circadian rhythm can't calibrate, can't adjust. It's receiving mixed information. By afternoon, your body gives up. It starts releasing adenosine. This is the tiredness chemical. It accumulates throughout the day, makes you progressively more tired. Normally, physical activity helps clear adenosine, keeps you alert during the day, but you haven't moved. Adenosine accumulates faster. You get tired earlier. But you can't sleep, because your body hasn't actually expended energy. You're tired, but not sleep tired. You're circadian confused tired. Your body doesn't know what to do with you. Then evening comes. Your body should be winding down, releasing melatonin, preparing for sleep. But you've been sedentary all day. Your body's signals are scrambled. It's not sure if it's day or night, active time or rest time. Your melatonin release is delayed or irregular. You can't fall asleep easily, or you fall asleep too early, then wake up in the middle of the night. Your circadian rhythm is broken, and tomorrow you'll wake up just as confused, just as exhausted. Because doing nothing all day is the best way to destroy your body's natural rhythms. Your body needs activity to regulate itself. Without it, everything falls apart. The inflammation response. Here's something most people don't know. Inactivity causes inflammation. Physical inactivity triggers your immune system. Your body interprets prolonged sitting as a problem, as a potential injury, and it responds with low-grade inflammation. This is called sedentary inflammation, and it makes you tired, really tired, because inflammation is energetically expensive. Your immune system is activated, producing inflammatory cytokines. These molecules make you feel sick, lethargic, drained. It's the same mechanism that makes you tired when you have the flu, except you're not sick, you're just sitting too much. Studies show that sitting for more than 6 hours per day increases inflammatory markers in your blood. IL-6, TNF-alpha, C-reactive protein, all elevated. Your body is inflamed, not because of infection or injury, but because of inactivity. Your immune system is treating sitting as a threat and responding accordingly by making you feel terrible. This is your body's way of saying, move, please, for the love of God, move. The inflammation also affects your brain. Inflammatory cytokines cross the blood-brain barrier. They affect your neurons. They interfere with neurotransmitter production. They make your brain foggy, slow, tired. This is called sickness behavior. Your brain is acting like you're sick, even though you're not. You're just inactive, and your body can't tell the difference. So it treats inactivity like illness and makes you feel accordingly. Exhausted, unmotivated, unable to focus. All because you sat on the couch all day. This is why people report feeling physically sick after binge-watching TV for 12 hours. They didn't catch a virus. They inflamed themselves through inactivity. Their immune system went haywire, started treating their own sedentary behavior as a pathogen, and now they feel like they have the flu, except it's self-inflicted. They gave themselves inflammation by doing nothing. The body is brutal when you ignore its needs. The muscle atrophy signal. Your muscles are constantly being broken down and rebuilt. This is normal. Muscle protein synthesis. It requires activity. When you use your muscles, they send signals. These signals tell your body to maintain muscle mass, to invest resources, to keep these muscles functional. But when you don't use your muscles, the signals stop. Your body interprets this as those muscles aren't needed anymore, and it starts breaking them down. This is atrophy, muscle loss, and it happens faster than you think. Studies show measurable muscle loss can begin after just 48 hours of inactivity. 2 days. Your body is already cannibalizing muscle tissue, converting it to energy, reducing your metabolic rate. And this process is exhausting. Catabolism, breaking down tissue, requires energy. Your body is working to dismantle itself, and you feel it as fatigue. You're tired because your body is actively destroying muscle, all because you didn't use them. Your body is efficient, ruthlessly efficient. If you don't use something, it gets removed, and the removal process is tiring. This also affects your metabolic rate. Muscle tissue is metabolically active. It burns calories even at rest. When you lose muscle, your metabolic rate drops. You burn fewer calories. You have less energy. You feel more tired. And the cycle continues. You're tired, so you don't move. You don't move, so you lose muscle. You lose muscle, so you're more tired. It's a downward spiral. And it starts after just one day of doing nothing. Your body doesn't wait. It starts optimizing immediately. And optimization means removing what's not being used, which is everything, because you're doing nothing. The meaning deficit. Now we get to the psychological component. Humans need meaning, purpose. We're wired for it. Evolutionarily, humans who found meaning in their activities were more successful. They pursued long-term goals, built things, created, contributed, survived. Your brain rewards meaningful activity with satisfaction, with fulfillment, with energy. But when you do nothing meaningful all day, your brain notices, and it responds with existential exhaustion. This is not the same as depression, though it can feel similar. This is acute meaninglessness. You spent the entire day consuming, not creating, not contributing, not progressing toward any goal. Your brain's reward system fires weakly. Nothing you did mattered. Nothing you did will be remembered. Nothing you did made any difference. Your brain processes this information and concludes today was wasted. And that conclusion is exhausting, emotionally, mentally, physically. Psychologists call this behavioral activation deficit. When you're not engaged in meaningful behavior, your mood drops, your energy drops, your motivation drops, everything drops, because your brain is starving for purpose, for achievement, for something to feel good about, and you gave it nothing, just hours of passive consumption. Your brain is disappointed in you, and it's expressing that disappointment as crushing fatigue, as a message, as a plea. Do something, anything, please. I need meaning. And you ignored it, scrolled instead, and now you're paying the price. This is why people feel energized after volunteering, after creating something, after helping someone, even if it's physically exhausting, because the meaning provides energy, psychological energy, that translates to physical energy. Your brain releases dopamine, serotonin, endorphins. You feel good. You feel alive. You feel like the day mattered. And that feeling is energizing, even if your muscles are tired. Your spirit isn't. But when you do nothing meaningful, your spirit is exhausted. Your muscles are fine, but your soul is drained. And that exhaustion is worse, more penetrating, more total. Because it's not just your body that's tired. It's you, your sense of self, your reason for being, all tired, all depleted, all screaming for something, anything to care about. The comparison trap. Social media makes this worse, infinitely worse. When you're scrolling, you're seeing everyone else doing things, achieving things, traveling, creating, succeeding, and you're sitting on your couch, doing nothing. Your brain is constantly comparing them versus you. They're productive, you're not. They're successful, you're not. They're living, you're just existing. Every post is a reminder of what you're not doing. And your brain tallies these comparisons, keeps score. By the end of the day, you've seen hundreds of people being more productive than you. And your brain has noted every single one. And now it's exhausted from the emotional labor of processing all that inadequacy. This is comparative fatigue. You're tired from comparing yourself to others, from feeling behind, from feeling like you're wasting your life while everyone else is living theirs. And the irony? Most of those posts are curated, fake, highlight reels, not real life. But your brain doesn't care. It sees the image, processes it as real, compares you to it, and finds you lacking. Over and over, hundreds of times per day. Each comparison is a tiny emotional wound. By evening, you're bleeding out. Not physically, psychologically. And that exhaustion is real. Just as real as physical fatigue, maybe more so. And here's the worst part. You know this. You know scrolling makes you feel bad. You know comparing yourself to others is destructive. But you do it anyway. Because you're bored. Because there's nothing else to do. Because doing nothing is easier than doing something. And your brain resents you for it. resents the self-destructive choice, the passive surrender, the refusal to engage with life. And it expresses that resentment as fatigue, as punishment, as the emotional equivalent of pain, trying to get you to stop, trying to save you from yourself. But you keep scrolling, and it keeps hurting, and you keep getting more tired. The sleep quality destruction. Doing nothing all day destroys your sleep quality. You'd think lying around all day would make you sleep better. More rest equals better sleep, right? Wrong. Dead wrong. Sleep quality depends on sleep pressure, the accumulation of adenosine during wakefulness. The more active you are, the more adenosine builds up. The more sleep pressure you have, the better you sleep. But when you're inactive, adenosine doesn't accumulate normally. You have low sleep pressure. Your body isn't actually tired enough to sleep deeply, so you sleep poorly. Light sleep, frequent waking, not refreshing. You wake up tired, despite sleeping, because your sleep was garbage, because you didn't earn it. Your body needs activity to generate real sleep pressure. Without it, you're just lying unconscious for 8 hours, not actually resting. Also, screen time before bed. Blue light suppresses melatonin, delays your circadian rhythm, makes falling asleep harder. And if you've been scrolling all day, you've been exposed to blue light for hours. Your melatonin production is suppressed, delayed. Your brain thinks it's still daytime, even though it's 11 p.m. You can't fall asleep, or you fall asleep late, don't get enough hours, wake up tired, and the cycle continues. Tomorrow you'll be tired from the start. You'll do nothing again. You'll sleep poorly again, and the exhaustion compounds, day after day, until you're permanently tired, never rested, never energized, just existing in a state of chronic fatigue, self-inflicted through doing nothing, and the dreams, or lack thereof. REM sleep requires brain activity during the day. Your brain processes daytime experiences during REM, consolidates memories, solves problems. But if you didn't do anything during the day, your brain has nothing to process, no memories to consolidate, no problems to solve. Your REM sleep is disrupted, unfulfilling. You wake up feeling like your brain didn't rest, because it didn't. It spent the night trying to process a day of nothing, and came up empty. Your sleep was wasted, like your day, and you feel it deeply. What your body actually needs. So what does your body actually need? Activity. Not necessarily exercise, though that helps, but just movement, engagement, purpose. Your body needs to move. Your brain needs to think. Your dopamine system needs rewards, real rewards, from accomplishment, from creation, from social connection, from doing literally anything other than passive consumption. Your circadian rhythm needs activity during the day to function correctly. Your muscles need use to maintain themselves. Your immune system needs movement to stay calm. Your sleep system needs adenosine buildup to function. All of this requires activity, doing things, anything. You don't need to run a marathon. You don't need to work 12-hour days. You just need to do something. Take a walk, 20 minutes. That's enough to reduce inflammation, to burn adenosine, to signal your muscles to stay, to regulate your circadian rhythm, to give your dopamine system something real. Read a book, not scrolling, actual reading, requires focus, engages your brain, gives you narrative, meaning, makes the time feel valuable. Create something, write, draw, cook, build, doesn't matter what. The act of creation releases dopamine, gives meaning, makes you feel like the day mattered. Talk to someone. Real conversation. Not texting. Actually connect. Engage. Your brain needs social interaction. Real interaction. Not likes and comments. Actual human connection. Any of these things would prevent the exhaustion of doing nothing, because they give your body and brain what they need. Purpose, movement, engagement, meaning. And when you provide these things, you feel energized. Even if you're physically tired, because you're satisfied. Your dopamine system is happy. Your circadian rhythm is calibrated. Your inflammation is low. Your muscles are maintained. Your sleep will be good. And tomorrow, you'll wake up rested, ready, energized, because you actually lived today, instead of just existing through it. So here we are. You feel tired after doing nothing all day. Now you know why. It's not laziness. It's not lack of discipline. It's biology, psychology, neuroscience. Your body and brain rebelling against inactivity, punishing you for violating every evolutionary expectation. You were designed to move, to do, to create, to engage. And when you don't, everything breaks down. Dopamine depletes, decisions exhaust you, circadian rhythms scramble, inflammation rises, muscles atrophy, meaning evaporates, sleep quality collapses, and you end the day more tired than if you'd actually done something. The rest paradox. The more you rest, the worse you feel. And tomorrow you'll probably do it again. Because doing nothing is easy, comfortable, requires no effort, no risk, no failure, just comfortable numbness. And by evening, you'll be exhausted again, wondering why, even though you now know exactly why. Because knowing and doing are different things. And doing nothing is easier than doing something, even though doing nothing is literally exhausting. The irony would be funny if it weren't so sad. You're tired from resting, drained from doing nothing, exhausted from ease. Your body is screaming at you to move, to live, to do anything, and you're ignoring it. Scrolling instead, and paying the price every single day.